What's up, everybody? It's your favorite two-faced friend's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Mafex Harvey Dent. I'm really excited to take a look at this, not only because Mafex has been on the upward swing, but also because I love me some Dark Knight, I love me some Christopher Nolan, a true British gentleman, I might add, and I love me some Batman, so it's kind of the perfect storm. Let's get started with accessories. Arguably the coolest thing about this set is it comes with the option to build Harvey Dent as opposed to Two-Face. The articulation and stuff is the same. It's just the regular suit arm detailings that we're going to look at and the regular suit half, matched on the other side that we're going to look at. So we're not going to waste too much time on that. We will look at this head sculpt a little bit more. It's really well done. It's a great sculpt. The digital paint looks fantastic. Mafex is getting better and better and better. I must admit, J. Ruse, are you listening? I must admit, there's still a little bit of issue with gappage and stuff, but you're getting that at the sacrifice of articulation. If you don't want to see the gappage, don't articulate it as much. It gives you the option as the person displaying it that spent the money on it, and I dig that as well. The hair is a golden color. I know people feel a way about that. It doesn't bother me. I like the way it picks up light on a shelf, but if it does bother you, a lot of people it bothered on, the SH Figuarts Luke and such. If it bothers you, you know it's going to be a thing. If it doesn't bother you, then you're like me and you're like, dude, whatever, looks fine. And with a quick swap out, you can have the proper Harvey Dent. I will say if you were going to do two shelves of, the Dark Knight trilogy, I can see how it would make sense to have one Harvey Dent and one Two-Face, but there's really not that much characters for me to do two shelves, so I'm just doing one shelf and I'll be going with the Two-Face, which is what we'll be looking at from here on out. He comes with the pistol, silver paint on for the revolver part, and then it's just black plastic on the handle, and he can hold it just fine, as we'll see in the end footage. And lastly, he comes with two coins. One is scarred on one side and regular on one side, and the other one is just the same coin on both sides, like before it was scarred. And then the I Believe in Harvey Dent button. So my only issue with that is I'm not going to be able to display the coin and the button at the same time. And we have a trigger finger holding hand for the right hand, two relaxed posed hands for left and right, fist hands for left and right, and coin holding or button holding hands for left and right, plus the two posing hands you saw in the opening footage. And lastly, it comes with the display base, with the base, swivel, hinge, here, and swivel, and then your clamps. Let's take a look. So the head sculpt on Two-Face, I think, is great. Like, there's a pink paint, a wash over the pink paint, some extra details for the tendons, and then the burn bit is dry brushed heavily on top. Really well done, and then the teeth are painted white. The eyes are digitally painted on both, mouth is digitally painted, 5 o'clock shadow, the golden hair. That's going to be an issue for some, it's not for me. For the neck, it's pretty much a heavy-handed dry brush over top of some red, which is kind of what it is throughout for the burns on the suit, but I think it's good enough. It doesn't bother me. And then the suit itself is in this gray metallic plastic, which makes it look nice. It makes it look a little bit better than just flat plastic. The tie is painted clean and sharp with the stripes throughout. My shirt is a little scuffed up from the jacket, so be mindful of that. The belt is sculpted and painted black and silver, and then the shoes are sculpted but no additional paint, and I think that's it for detailings. The little cufflinks and buttons and stuff are all painted. So it's a double jointed ball peg from the head into the neck, and another double jointed ball peg from the neck into the chest, which gets you the head all the way down to there, up to there. Pretty much anything you want to do. Like we talked about, it does come at the sacrifice of the sculpt at times, but if you need it, you get it, and if you don't want it, you don't spend it as much. So that's the way to do business, I think. SH Figuarts is kind of like they don't allow you the option. So double ball peg from the chest into the abdomen, and then a single from the abdomen into the pelvis. The upper one actually doesn't get you a whole lot, but using both, you can get them bent over pretty good. Oh, there's the joint. Actually, it's a double. That's a double, my friends. And the swivel. So, little teapot. You can get some attitude and some kind of, you know what I mean? That looks good. All right. For the shoulder, let me pop this off so we can better look at it now that we got the jacket out of the way. For the shoulder, we have the disc hinge that goes into a ball peg into the chest. I thought this piece was gonna pull out like on a hinge for a butterfly, but it doesn't. Now that you see how it works, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back on so that we can kind of test the range of motion on it. But I wanted you to see, sometimes I talk about stuff like the engineering of figures and you can't see it. This is an opportunity where you could, so I wanted to show it off. All right, so even with the suit jacket on, you can get the arm up to there, so that's good. And swiveled all the way around, so no problems. And you get a little bit of a butterfly, but not much because the jacket does get in the way. And up and down on that same ball peg. Shoulder swivel in place of a bicep swivel, but it works just fine. All the wrinkles are sculpted well. Double jointed elbow. Wrist swivel on a ball hinge, so that gets you up and down, or you can spin it and get your in and out. Turn your wrist back around. Perfect. No complaints. For the hips, I haven't checked to see if these are drop down. They are. So they're drop down T-jointed ball joints. So using the drop down, you can get the leg pretty much straight forward and fairly far out to the side, more than I think you would ever need. You get a thigh swivel built around the ball peg. It's not much, but you should know my thoughts on thigh swivels. They don't need to be much. Single hinge knee. It's always hard to do this with pants. It never looks quite right, but I don't think that's terrible. There is a difference in the plastic between this and this. I wish it was more uniform, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Easily forgivable. The sculpt of the wrinkles and stuff in the pants look great. For the feet, you have the ball hinge, gets you up and down, ankle tilt up, ankle tilt down, and then you can adjust it for a rocker. It works fine. You could use a little bit more, but I don't think you'll need it. And then a toe hinge that's not even the ugliest. It's a little far up the foot, but it's not terrible. Just because of like the look of the shoe is like that wingtip looking shoe, and I think it ultimately works. And then there he is from the back. Let's take a look at the shelf. So there's the shelf. Unfortunately, once Ra's al Ghul gets here, it's going to off-throw my center balance of it all, but I'll just have to try to rework it because I don't want to spend much more room for such a little amount of figures. The only one I'd be interested in is, God, I don't know, man. I'd probably get a Talia, probably get a Gordon, probably it, though. I'll have to see how it shakes out. That's the Figuarts Batman, the Figuarts Joker, and the rest are Mafex. Final thoughts wise, Mafex, you're doing the Lord's work. I just can't kind of go on enough about the improvements that this company's been making and how much I appreciate them. This figure is pretty much a knockout. My only complaints are that the suit kind of do get in the way of articulation a bit. I would like if the knee joints matched, but they're really such petty complaints. All in all, this figure is absolutely fantastic. The third one in a row from them. I hope they haven't lost their Star Wars license, but I'm beginning to think that maybe they have, and it's a bummer because they finally got their stuff together, and I'm officially back on the Mafex train as a fan. We have to be willing to forgive if companies show improvements, and this company has done so. The paint here is fantastic. The engineering is fantastic. The sculpt is fantastic. There's plenty of accessories. The price has gone up a bit, but I'm willing to pay for what I get. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.